The story of Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi. Rahmatullah alayhi. One night Sultan Mahmud went walking among his subjects after taking off his royal clothes and putting on ordinary clothes. He came upon a group of thieves, who were consulting amongst themselves. On seeing him, they asked him, "Who are you?" The king, Sultan, replied, "I am also one like yourselves." They understood that to mean that he was also a thief like themselves and allowed him to join their company. They, then, continued the conversation amongst themselves. It was decided that each one of them would explain his specialty/skill that he possessed so that at the time of need, a task could be put before accordingly. One of the thieves said, "Friends, I have a special gift in my ears, that whenever a dog barks, I fully understand what he says." The second one said, "I have a special gift in my eyes, that whatever I see in the darkness of night, I am able to recognize it in the light of day." The third one said, "I have this specialty in my arms that through the strength that lies in my arms, I can make a hole in the strongest wall, to enter a house." The fourth one said, "I have a special gift in my nose that by smelling the sand on the ground I am able to ascertain whether there is any treasure buried underneath it or not." It is just like in the case of Majnun, who without being told, merely by smelling the ground, got to know where Layla was buried. The fifth one said, "I have such strength in my hands that no matter how high a building is, I can climb along its walls with my rope ladder and easily enter into it." Thereafter they all asked the king, "O man, what special gift do you possess which we can make use of in our thieving activities?" The king replied, "I have this specialty in my beard that when criminals are handed over to their executioner, I merely shake my beard and they are immediately set free. In other words, if as a show of mercy I shake my beard, the criminals found guilty of murder are set free." On hearing this, the thieves said, "Oh, you are our leader, on the day of difficulty, you will be our only means of salvation. In other words, if we are arrested, then through your blessings, we will be saved. Now we do not have to fear, because the rest of us had the special gifts that would help us in our thieving exploits, but none of us had the means of granting safety from punishment. This specialty lies only with you. Now we need not have any fear of punishment. Now we can get on with our work." They all went in the direction of the palace of Shah Mahmud with the king in their midst. Along the way, a dog barked, and the one who understood the dog's language translated, "The king is also in your midst." Although they heard it, no one paid any attention to this information, as their greed was uppermost in their minds. One of them smelled the ground and explained that this is the royal palace. There is a treasure in this place. The other one threw a rope ladder against the wall. The other one made a hole in the wall and they all entered to rob. Afterwards, they divided the loot amongst themselves and hastily each one of them went to hide his share of the spoils. The king noted each one's description and found out where each of them resided. He left them and secretly re-entered the royal palace. The following day the king related the entire story to his courtiers. Thereafter he sent the policeman to arrest them and to inform them of their death sentence. When they were brought before the court with hands bound together, they were all trembling in fear before the king's throne. However, the thief who had this special gift of recognizing anybody during the day whom he had seen during the darkness, was quite at ease. In him, together with the signs of fear, there were also signs of hope. In other words, although he was struck by awe while standing before the king, and although fearing the king's wrath and revenge, he also had the hope that the king would be true to his word, that when in mercy he shakes his beard, criminals will be set free. Furthermore, he also had the hope of setting free all his companions, because the king will surely not turn away from all those whom he knew and recognized. This person's face was changing from yellow to red, as within himself the feelings of fear and hope alternated. Sultan Mahmud, in kingly dignity, passed judgment that they all should be handed over to the executioner to be hung on the gallows. As the king himself was witness to their crime, there was no need for any other witnesses. As soon as the king announced his judgment, this person appealed in great humility, "Sire, with your permission, may I say something?" The king permitted him to speak, and he said, "O master, each one of us had exhibited his special gift which helped in this crime. Now, it is time that the kingly specialty should be exhibited according to the promise. I have all the while recognized you. Remember, you promised that in your beard there is this specialty, that if you cause it to move in mercy, the criminal will be saved from punishment. Hence, O king, shake your beard, so that through the blessings of your grace, all of us may be saved from punishment. Our specialties have brought us to the gallows. Now it is only your special gift that is left, which can save us from being punished. Now is the time for the exhibition of your specialty. Kindly shake your beard. Because of fear, our lives have reached right up to our mouths. Please save us by the special gift that lies in your beard." Sultan Mahmud smiled at the plea and became filled with mercy and grace as he heard this pitiful admission of guilt. He said, "Each one of you have exhibited his special quality to such an extent that it has brought." Sultan Mahmud smiled at the plea and became filled with mercy and grace as he heard this pitiful admission of guilt. He said, "Each one of you have exhibited his special quality to such an extent that it has brought you to the brim of destruction. Except in the case of this one. He recognized me as the Sultan. He saw me in the darkness of the night and recognized me as the Sultan. Hence, for his having recognized me, I set all of you free. I feel ashamed at those eyes which recognized me not to shake my beard and thereby exhibit my special quality." Lesson 1. When a person is committing a sin, the true King of Kings is with him, and is fully aware of all that he does. And he is with you wherever you are. Quran. When a person commits any disobedience to Allah Ta'ala, he is actually committing treachery against him. Anyone who fails in his duty to Allah Ta'ala or in the rights that are due to men is like a thief committing theft of Allah Ta'ala's treasures. For this reason, one should always bear in mind that the Master is the witness, watching all time, and is aware of all that we do. If we commit any disobedience or inequity, it means that in his very presence, his treasury is being looted and robbed. Think for a moment. Whom are you robbing? That king. And Master tells you, "I am watching what you do. I am with you. My laws have been revealed to you. Today you are breaking that law. Today, in this world I will hide your fault. hoping that perhaps you will come upon the right path. But if you do not come to your senses, then tomorrow on the day of judgment, when you will be brought before me, with hands bound together, then who will be able to save you from my anger and revenge? 2. Allah Ta'ala will punish sinners in the hereafter, although He may overlook them in this world. We see that at the time the thieves were looting the royal treasury, the Sultan witnessed the entire incident. He was with them and allowed them to proceed without punishing them. However, in the end, he had them arrested. If, at all times, this thought is uppermost in our minds that Allah Ta'ala sees all our deeds, then there will surely be fear in the heart. When committing sins, on the day of judgment, no special quality will be of any benefit. All those deeds which contravene the laws of Allah Ta'ala will on the day of judgment be bound around man's neck, even though, in this world, they were considered as special qualities. The thieves mentioned those special gifts and qualities as if they were qualities of virtue, but in reality, those very qualities were the cause of their destruction. Each one of them exhibited their special quality, but all their qualities only caused their misfortune to increase. 3. Any special quality that does not bring a person closer to his Creator, does not connect the heart with Allah Ta'ala, and which is not a medium towards the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala, is no quality of virtue. In fact, it is a curse and a misfortune. All the powers and attributes of man that are used in rebellion against Allah Ta'ala and towards disobedience and negligence, will one day cause him to be brought before Allah Ta'ala as a criminal. All those nations that have made great progress and, through scientific inventions, have made this world subservient to them, but turn away from Allah Ta'ala, passing their lives in disobedience, will realize on the day of judgment, whether that specialty of scientific progress had been the cause of receiving Allah Ta'ala's grace or His anger. Blessed be to you the subjugation of the sun and moon, but if there is no light in the heart, there is no light anywhere. 4. No special quality will be of benefit except that which allows one to recognize Allah Ta'ala just like the person who, having seen the Sultan, recognized him, and through this special quality, he not only saved himself but was also able to intercede on behalf of his companions. As for his other companions, their special quality became a means of their destruction. Only the sight of the fortunate one was of any use who recognized the Sultan during the darkness of night. The lesson derived is that this world is like a place of darkness. In the darkness of this world, every servant of Allah Ta'ala who follows the divine laws of Shariat and through its blessings recognizes Allah Ta'ala, will be provided with salvation against the punishment of hellfire on the day of judgment. This recognition will also be a means towards intercession on behalf of other criminals from among the sinners of the people of faith. However, there should not be any pride and overconfidence in this recognition. In fact, one should alternate between fear and hope, and in utmost humility beg for this intercession. Then Allah Ta'ala will accept this intercession from whomsoever He wishes according to His mercy. For those whom He will not accept this intercession, He will in perfect justice exhibit His overwhelming vengeance. Hence, fortunate indeed is the person who, in this world, created within himself the knowledge of recognizing Allah Ta'ala the Arifin, those who have recognized Allah Ta'ala, who through their spiritual efforts and exercises recognize Allah Ta'ala with their souls, will tomorrow on the Day of Judgment see Allah Ta'ala and attain salvation. Furthermore, their intercession on behalf of other sinners will also be accepted. However, the disbelievers and criminals will, through their special qualities, be admitted into hellfire. On that day these poor starving ones, pious ones, with pale faces, patched and coarse clothing, who today are being ridiculed and jeered at, will feast their eyes upon the countenance of Allah Ta'ala. On that day, the criminals will envy them. Would that we had lived like them. Would that we had lived like them in the world and acquired their qualities. Would that we had recognized Allah Ta'ala properly. 5. This story also illustrates the high position these righteous and saintly ones have as far as their humanity is concerned. What a pity it is that nations and people, just like those thieves, spend their short span of worldly lives looking upon means of delight and comfort as special gifts of accomplishment, and look upon material progress as being actual progress. Whereas on the other hand, they have adopted uncouth habits like urinating while standing and cleansing themselves with toilet paper after defecating. They also consider it normal to take a bath sitting in a tub and allow the water, which has become dirtied through being in contact with the anus, to be drawn into their mouth and nose. They consider these actions as the norms of society. Can such people ever be considered cultured and progressive? What a pity! The beloved Islamic norms are being cast aside, and such despicable ways are being adopted. Dua? O Allah Ta'ala, let just rulers be appointed to rule over us. Who will introduce thy laws, and punish those who neglect Salah, consume alcohol, gamble, commit adultery, steal, etc. Let them punish those women who refuse to observe the rules of Qadar. Let him order the closure of cinema houses, prostitution quarters and liquor houses. Ameen.